It's Sunday, July 31, 2022, the final day of July. Wow. Welcome to LCJ Live. I am Lights Camera Jackson. Let's get into the box office right now. DC League of Super Pets is your number one movie with $23 million. It beat Nope, not by a whole lot. Nope dropped to second, $18.6 million. That's up to $80.6 million. I was expecting a bigger open for Super Pets. I have not seen Super Pets yet. Looking forward to seeing it soon. But I was expecting a bigger open for that and a bigger separation between how Super Pets did versus week 2 of Nope. But here we are. So we've got $23 million. Now, $23 million, as I posted yesterday, interestingly, Dwayne Johnson had a movie come out this weekend last year, Jungle Cruise, $35 million for its open, and it was available on Disney+. PG-13 live action. This PG animated DC superheroes and their pets. Dwayne Johnson reuniting with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was in the Secret Life of Pets movies. Dwayne Johnson reuniting with him from Central Intelligence and the Jumanji movies, even with all the promotion, all the marketing. This being another big animated movie for this summer, just $23 million. I think it's underwhelming. Obviously, The Rock has to be happy and Kevin Hart that it's the number one movie, but I was expecting a lot more, and I think they were expecting a lot more than $23 million. Interestingly, while it beats what Tom and Jerry opened to last year, which was about $14 million, it does not beat what Space Jam: A New Legacy opened to for Warner Animation Group last summer, $31 million. Both of those also had simultaneous debuts on HBO Max, but so it falls in between. And then, when you compare it to other Warner Animation Group movies that are not in the core Lego universe, but we'll get to a spinoff here in a second, it's actually pretty even. A Lego Ninjago movie opened to $20.4 million back in 2017. Smallfoot opened to $23.1 million back in 2018. Storks opened to $21.3 million back in 2016. So there you go. It's kind of even with some of the other Warner Animation Group movies, even adjusted for inflation, even with the higher ticket prices. It's just kind of okay. This $23 million also just under what DreamWorks opened to with The Bad Guys back in April. That opened to $23.95 million. That film went on to make $96.7 million. So maybe this will get to $85-90 million. It depends on how it does all the way through Labor Day weekend and maybe beyond. There's not a lot of other family fare in the theaters, especially animated films, between now and Labor Day weekend. So Minions, which still did well this weekend, we'll get into that in a second, took 4th of July and up till now. Now DC League of Super Pets, can it carry from now all the way through Labor Day and get to 85, 90, even $100 million? I think Warner Brothers hopes so. It's another number one victory for the studio, which had a barely number one victory with Elvis back in June over Top Gun Maverick. But they wanted to make sure they had at least one number one film this summer. This is their only other summer release, DC League of Super Pets. And it is a clear enough number one, but I think they were expecting more. And they've only got a few more releases left in 2022. Thor: Love and Thunder, $13.1 million, and it's at $301.5. Minions, even with Super Pets, out. Minions, in week number 5, does $10.9 million. It's at $320.4 million, about $15 million away from crossing what the 2015 Minions movie did. Still about $49 million away from beating what Despicable Me 2 made back in 2013. So will families go see that? Keep going to see that through Labor Day weekend along with Super Pets. Paws of Fury, on the other hand, it dropped. It dropped big. Another $750,000. It's at 16.8. It dropped out of the top 10. No one really wanted to go see Paws of Fury compared to, at least for now, Super Pets and Minions. Minions still doing well. Top Gun Maverick still doing exceptionally well. In fact, it has crossed the $650 million mark. $650.1 million for Top Gun Maverick, after it made another $8.2 million this weekend. Wow, it just keeps going and going and going. And now we're going into August, and this film is still in the top 5 in North America. That's fantastic. Centrist Madness, thanks for being here on LCJ Live. $7.5 million for Where the Crawdads Sing. A good third weekend for that. It's at $53.5. This could get to $75 million for Sony, and they'll be happy with that. Elvis, really small drops over these last several weeks. Another $5.8 million. It's at $129. The Great Gatsby from 2013, Baz Luhrmann's previous film, also Warner Brothers, made 144. Will Elvis get to that? I didn't think it would come close to that, but now here we are, just 15 million away from getting to where The Great Gatsby, what that made back in 2013. Let's see, The Black Phone, another 2.5. It's at 83.1. Jurassic World Dominion, 2.1 million. It's at 369.5. It passes Despicable Me 2, just mentioned that, and the original Secret Life of Pets, which both made about 368 million. It now passes them to become the third biggest Universal movie of the 21st century, only behind the first two Jurassic World movies, the original in 2015 and the sequel Fallen Kingdom in 2018. So there you go, the top three Universal movies. Even with all these animated films out, your top three are the Jurassic World movies. And rounding out your top 10 this weekend with $1.8 million is Vengeance, the new B.J. Novak murder mystery, dark comedy, dramatic thriller. 1.8 million in about 1,000 theaters. Didn't do a whole lot this weekend. Guess the marketing. Now, I saw the movie about 9 days ago. Didn't love it. Ashton Kutcher is fantastic in it. Mike Sargent and I get into Vengeance on a new episode of the Too Fast, Two Films podcast, which will be up soon at toofast2films.com. We review that and Not Okay, which is on Hulu with Zoe Deutsch. That is fantastic. Vengeance, so-so on it. I liked certain aspects of it. Ashton Kutcher, very good. The story, it's a little forceful in places and typical in places and doesn't really quite work. I guess the marketing, from what I heard, I didn't see a lot of marketing, and from what I read, they just kind of said this is a B.J. Novak movie and we're not really telling you what the movie is or what it's about or anything like that. So that may have caused some people to say, I don't know what this movie is, I'm going to wait. It's already going to be on VOD in a couple weeks. For Focus Features, they've also got Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, and in its third week it dropped out of the top 10, but still not a terrible drop, down to 930,000. It's at $6.8 million. Maybe it'll get to 8.5. I don't see it getting past 9. Everything Everywhere All at Once had a re-release this weekend. We were all wondering, would it actually get back in the top 10? The answer is no, but it added 650,000. It's at 68.9 domestically, and for a global total now of more than $100 million. I think A24 wanted that. It becomes the first A24 movie to pass the $100 million mark globally. That is quite an achievement for A24. 650,000 with this extended cut. Not a lot. But some people decided to go probably see it a second or a third time. If you hadn't seen it already, I guess this was your chance to go see it. And some more re-releases on the way. We've got E.T., Jaws, Spider-Man No Way Home, and Avatar. All the re-releases on the way. I got a poll up on my Twitter at LCJ Reviews. Which re-release are you most looking forward to seeing in the theaters? You can vote on that poll. Still got a few hours left on that. Another A24 movie that, it's making noise, but not doing exceptionally well. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Expanded to a couple more hundred theaters. I think it's in about 820 places now. Just 602,000 this weekend. It's at 4.1 million total. I was expecting more, especially after the buzz and the strength in the opening weekend, and it's a good movie. But it's only made 4.1 million after all of this, after the number of weeks it's been out, which I think is up to 6 or 7. Only 4.1 million seems low to me. I think it's seeming low to A24. I don't want to say they completely botched the release pattern of this, but I don't know if it's working quite as well as they expected it to be working. But it's still playing in places and still doing okay. But after it was 8th place for 1 week and then 11th for the next 2, it's down to at least 14th this weekend. So that is Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. As far as new movies this week, there are several. A couple coming out in the theaters that'll be big. One is Bullet Train. This is the Brad Pitt action movie. And I think Sony hopes this will do really well. It's R-rated, but it could make some money. I think Bullet Train is going to be your number 1 movie next weekend. If DC League of Super Pets still has an okay hold and maybe only drops to 16 or $15 million, Bullet Train has to make more than that. So Bullet Train is going to be the number 1 movie next weekend. Easter Sunday is the other new movie from Joe Coy, and this is a comedy from Universal. Universal's having a very good spring and summer. The Bad Guys, Minions, Jurassic World, The Black Phone, Nope. They're having a very good spring summer, and this continues with that. And then Beast, the Idris Elba movie, on August 19th. I think Beast could do pretty good as well. So Easter Sunday will come out. It depends on how DC League of Super Pets and Nope will depend on how high Easter Sunday can go. Will it come in second, third, fourth, maybe fifth? It just depends on that. I could see Easter Sunday making at least $10 million. It just depends on who wants to go see it right away. So those are your 2 theatrical releases. At home on streaming services, 2 major animated movies. Why I've got my Ninja Turtle friend here? Because Rise, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie, is on Netflix this Friday, August 5th. And this is from the Nickelodeon animated series that was very popular for a couple years. And I talked with the directors. I talked with them, Ant Ward, Andy Soriano, and that new LCJ Q&A podcast episode and AnimationScoop.com Q&A coming tomorrow. So that is on Netflix Friday. On Apple TV Plus Friday is Luck, this new animated film from director Peggy Holmes and animation director Yuriko Seno. And I've got a new Animation Scoop Q&A with her coming on Tuesday, so you can look forward to that. Luck is this G-rated, fantastical animated film. I can't really get into opinion on it yet, but I have seen it. I've spoken with Peggy Holmes. I've spoken with Yuriko Seno. And it is produced by John Lasseter because he went over to Skydance, and John Ratzenberger is in it. And a lot of people who used to be over at Pixar have gone over to Skydance. Brad Bird has gone over to Skydance, and many others. So this is Luck, the first feature from Skydance that's on Apple TV Plus on Friday. So you got 2 new animated movies for families to watch at home. Opening in select theaters is I Love My Dad from Patton Oswalt. I have seen this. I can't really talk about it till tomorrow, but it's a new comedy. Did very well at the South by Southwest Film Festival. Patton Oswalt, that's in select theaters this Friday. Going to be on VOD next Friday, August 12th. On Hulu this Friday is Prey, the new Predator movie. I'm looking forward to watching that in the next couple days. I'll let you know my thoughts on that. And this Tuesday on digital platforms is a new documentary on Candid Camera, the iconic program, one of the first reality TV shows ever. And there's a new documentary on that, Mr. Candid Camera, about Alan Funt, the creator of the show, and his life and his career and that show and the impact. Interviews featuring Carol Burnett, Howie Mandel, Fannie Flagg, and more. That is on digital platforms this Tuesday, August 2nd. If you want a blog piece on that, you can go to lights-camera-jackson.com. I got a blog piece on that in the blog section. And my full review, by the way, of Vengeance, the BJ Novak film, is also on the website. Again, I recommend Not Okay. Check that out on Hulu. So those are the big movies coming out this week. In the theaters, Bullet Train Easter Sunday, and I Love My Dad in select theaters. At home viewing, you got Prey, and you got Mr. Candid Camera, and the 2 animated movies, Luck and Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie. So that is what is coming. Can you believe we are through the month of July? 7 months through the year 2022, 5 to go. Hope you're staying cool. Yeah, the heat was here last week. It's been okay this past week. Thank you, XXX Hot Mess XXX. Appreciate it. Can you believe it? 5 months to go in the year 2022. As I just wrote on social media, we've got 11 movies that have crossed $100 million domestically. Last year we had 14, so we're only 4 away from passing that. Nope will probably cross 100 million, so that'll be movie number 12. What will be the others? Will Bullet Train be one of the others? Will DC League of Super Pets fight all the way to get to 100 million? We will have to see. And then we got to wait till September, October. Some of these bigger movies, Black Adam in October, Lyle Crocodile, Halloween Ends. Will they be the next movies to get over 100 million? Because September is a little iffy. Don't Worry, Darling. If that's a surprise hit, could that get over 100 million for Warner Brothers? We'll have to see. The schedule gets a little funky for a while until we get some of the bigger movies and the awards season contenders. But Bullet Train's going to be, I think, a decent size number 1 next weekend. Sony probably hoping for 25, 30, if not more, $1 million. And we'll see how it does. And we'll see how Easter Sunday does as well. I will see you next Sunday for LCJ Live at 12 p.m. Eastern. For more, go to Twitter at LCJ Reviews, Instagram at LightsCamJackson. Another new LCJ Q&A podcast episode on Wednesday with Mark Andrews. He is the director of Supergiant Robot Brothers, this new, very cool animated series on Netflix, premiering this Thursday, August 4th. Mark Andrews won an Oscar for directing Brave. Academy Award winner. Directed that Pixar movie, then went over to Netflix and some of the Unreal Engine using motion capture and real-time technology to put together super giant robot brothers. That LCJ Q&A podcast episode and AnimationScoop.com Q&A coming Wednesday. And as I just announced yesterday, the new Back to You podcast episode with special guest James Burrows and more will be dropping Monday, September 19th, which is the 15th anniversary of the premiere of Back to You on Fox. So there you go. Keep it to all my social media and the website and more for all the latest news and reviews and podcast episodes and insights and much more. I am Lights Camera Jackson. Thank you for watching today's episode of LCJ Live. Stay well, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.